Hey guys, Drifter here. Like a lot of you, I've been playing a lot of PUBG lately and I've been having a fantastic time with the game. Also, like a lot of you, I can't go anywhere without hearing about FortNite, without people telling me to play FortNite, install FortNite, my friends telling me I should play FortNite, so I buckled down and decided to play some FortNite. FortNite is the new Battle Royale game from Epic Games. It's a sort of an add-on to their original game, which is a tower defense zombies, and it looks like a cartoony version of PUBG, even to the point of upsetting PUBG developers and getting a lot of criticism from them. There's some very obvious similarities right off the bat. You're going to load into a lobby with 100 other players and run and screw around your deployment vehicle, be it a bus or plane. You'll deploy out of your bus plane onto a gigantic map, which you mark with your markers, and go somewhere to loot. Try to outrun the gas, fight people with an AK, a SCAR, AWM, or M16. The map functions, the bandages that heal you to 75%, the rustic characters, and the general feel of the game will all be astonishingly similar to PUBG. That being said, it's not surprising because it's a battle royale game and they all play very similarly. However, there are some things that Fortnite does better than PUBG that I wish PUBG would do. I'm a fan of PUBG, but there's some things I just gotta say Fortnite hands down does better. Number one is gas mechanics. The gas mechanics in this game are superior because the gas adds a visual blur over your characters, making it difficult to see enemies at long ranges. It also increases the amount of haze at long ranges, thus making it that much more difficult, so it's much harder to have long-range fights in the gas. The gas is also a giant electric dome. It's called a storm, but there's a big dome, and it's bright and it distorts your view of outside the gas. So if you're inside the gas and you're running to get safe, it's going to be very difficult to see people on the other side, so it's very hard to kill people that are already safe. The gas is also way more lethal, so you have less gas goblins. Almost nobody's going to bother to loot in it or take shortcuts through it. And there's still a few gas goblins, there's still a few people that survive later on and squeak out, but overall the gas is way more punishing. That's one of the few things that drives me really crazy about PUBG is when I get killed by people that are in the gas, or when people want to take a shortcut through the gas to come around behind me and kill me. Almost nobody does that in Fortnite because the visual disturbances are too extreme and it kills you too quickly, so I think that's a big improvement. Another big improvement I noticed right off the bat is that close quarters is so much smoother, and I'm going to touch on that later on optimization, but close quarters combat in PUBG is kind of goofy because they made the game so realistic. The bullets come out of the end of the barrel of your gun, and sometimes that is longer than it would appear to be on your character model, much like real life. Really long barreled rifles struggle in close quarters because you'll turn and clip objects. The way the camera sits is funny and slightly distortive. Close quarters combat in PUBG kind of feels like coin flips. A lot of random strange things can happen. Fortnite, however, operates like a game normally would. The bullets from your shotgun come out of your hip at close range instead of technically out of the end of the barrel, which is what we're used to in gaming and what we expect. Shotguns work brilliantly, pistols work, SMGs work, rifle works. All the sort of close quarters combat hip firing feels much more consistent. It feels more fluid. It feels like I got outskilled instead of outlucked, and it no longer feels like a coin flip when I go to fight people in close quarters, and I think that's a huge improvement, and I wish that we could get some of these quality of life changes in PUBG. Another big one, speaking of guns, is simply gun availability. In Fortnite, when you land, if you're near anything, you'll find a gun. It may not be a great gun, but you will find a gun. In PUBG, this happens to me all the time. I'll land, and I'll run around and check everything, and I just won't find a gun, and I'll die for no reason. Fortnite is the opposite of that. If I land in a city, I will find a gun in less than 10 seconds. If I want to abandon my post and book it somewhere else, I'll still find a gun the minute I want to stop. Last night I was playing PUBG and I landed on the school roof. I landed on the very tippy top, the third story. Nothing on the third story, so I jumped down to the second of the roof. So we're just on the regular roof. I scan half of it, there's no guns. Jump in the hole, I check 3 rooms, there's no guns. I jump out the window and go to the first story of the building, check 3 rooms, there's no guns. Check the corner, there's no guns. Check the gymnasium, there's no guns. Check under the gymnasium, there's no guns. And then I get shot. That will literally never happen in Fortnite. I'll deploy in Fortnite, I'll get a gun, and I'll be in combat in a relatively short amount of time, and I think that makes the game feel much more fun, smooth, sane, and skill-based, and less kind of random and fluky RNG. Moving along, let's talk about a big one, which is optimization. I've got a pretty beefy computer, so I can run PUBG with no issues. However, a lot of my friends, even my friends that have beefy computers, struggle to run PUBG. Elon Musk's supercomputer could only run it on medium. Fortnite doesn't have that problem. It's made by Epic, and Epic makes the engine for PUBG and a lot of other games, so it's not a surprise that their game runs smooth as butter. I mean, Fortnite I just booted up, instantly installed, no graphic tweaking whatsoever, no frame drops, no glitches, no stuttering, no inputs. Nothing I did caused the game to not run smoothly, and it's great. Now, the free-to-play model kind of demands that. You absolutely have to have a big player base since they're not, paying. And it's a smaller map, the textures are simpler, the characters are simpler, there's less unique interactions, less like fire and crazy visual effects. It's designed to be played on consoles, so the base design is simpler. But all that being said, it's still smoother and better and more consistent feeling, and that's a fantastic thing. And I feel like that's what PUBG is really hurting on right now, is optimization, both on the game engine and on the lag side of things. Fortnite on the optimization side very rarely lags. But speaking of being designed to play on consoles, number 5 today is that Fortnite is free to play on PC and all consoles. It's free to download right now on PC, free to download on Xbox, free to download on PlayStation 4. You can play Fortnite Battle Royale for $0 like I have, and there are no issues with it whatsoever. And this will be the first Battle Royale game that is, that console gamers get their hands on. PUBG's not coming to console until it hits Xbox One X this fall, and I've been hearing rumors of 30 FPS lock, of controller difficulties, of simplified maps or gameplay or whatever. I have a feeling that Fortnite is going to run better on console than PUBG will run on console. So Epic kind of wanted to hit this market hard and hit it early and capitalize and get as many players as they can on board before people get on and try PUBG in the fall. But this will probably still be the better Battle Royale game for some time to come, and it's great that they did that. Free to play is great. Access on all consoles is great. That's one of the PUBG is a huge game. It's got 2 million active players. The one thing from keeping it being the #1 game on the planet right now, that's like LOL and other stuff like that, is that you have to pay for it and it can't run on consoles. If we could do those two things, it would be #1 for sure. And all that being said, I like Fortnite, but I don't like Fortnite as much as PUBG. Those 5 things, it does way better than PUBG, but I don't think it's as good of a game overall. It's a much simpler, family-friendly version of PUBG. There's no blood, there's no guts, there's no harshness to it, there's no grit and grime. Not that there was a lot of that in PUBG to begin with. Fortnite is like the TV Y7 version of PUBG. It's like the PG-13 version. It has some kind of Minecrafty tower defense elements. I think that's because we had tower defense in the base game against zombies, and here it's like, well, kids like Minecraft, so let's put some Minecraft kind of stuff in there. The map is smaller, the gameplay is much simpler, it's less intense. It doesn't have the same sort of really hardcore gamer feel that PUBG does. It doesn't pull me in and hook me in the same way. I don't sweat as much. This kind of feels like Hello Kitty Island version of PUBG to me. But it's not an inherently bad game. I just prefer PUBG. I just wish that PUBG could do some of these things that Fortnite is doing so fantastically, awesomely right now. It would make their game so much better, but come on, Epic, just buy PUBG and brush it up and make it like Fortnite. That would be great if we can get some of these changes. Guys, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something useful. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.